Leatherman's been the go-to name in multi-tools for decades, and for good reason. They flat out work. Whether you're out in the woods trying to set up camp before dark, wrenching on your rig miles from the nearest road, or in a pinch where you need a tool that could literally make the difference in a survival situation, there's a Leatherman built for it. The tricky part is figuring out which one's right for you, because they've got a lineup that ranges from compact everyday carry pieces to full-on tactical workhorses loaded with blades, pliers, and saws that'll keep you prepared for whatever comes your way. So today, we're running through the 12 best Leatherman multi-tools and breaking down which one's going to earn a spot on your belt, your pack, or even in your bug-out bag. And we've dropped the updated prices and purchase links in the video description to make life a bit easier. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. Okay, first up, the Leatherman Wave Plus. And honestly, this one's a legend for a reason. It's their best-selling multi-tool worldwide. Basically, it packs 18 solid tools into a 4-inch frame, and it weighs just 8.5 ounces, so we can say it's pretty manageable. What's actually appreciable is Wave's outside accessible design, so that you don't have to open the whole tool just to get to the knife blades, saw, or diamond file. You can pull them out like you would with a pocket knife. The latest version even has upgraded replaceable wire cutters, which is a big step up from the older ones. The handles also feel good, and everything locks tight, so you don't have to worry about accidents. Now, yeah, it can feel a little heavy if you want to carry it in your pocket all day. But honestly, if you want a multi-tool that can do it all, whether it's fixing gear on the trail or handling some tactical stuff, the Wave Plus is pretty much the safest bet, and it costs under $120. Alright, next up is the Leatherman Arc. Now, if you want the absolute best and don't mind spending much, this one's for you. It's actually the first Leatherman to use Magna-Cut steel in the blade, which is this new, super tough steel that holds its edge way longer and is resistant to rust. And, yeah, it also feels premium. The Arc has 20 tools packed into a 4.25-inch frame, and it weighs just over half a pound, so it's not too bulky considering all that it does. What really sets it apart is Leatherman's FREE tech. The tools open with a magnetic assist, so you just use them with one hand. Now, the plier head has this impact surface that basically works like a built-in hammer, which people actually find handy. Well, the price is around $250, which is definitely an investment. Some users nitpick about the wire cutters, but honestly, that's minor. So, if you want the smoothest, most premium multi-tool out there and you're ready to pay for it, then we can say the Arc is the one that sets the standard. Now, the Leatherman Surge is the big, tough workhorse of the Leatherman Multi-Tool. This isn't something you toss in your pocket for light tasks. It's built for serious, heavy-duty tasks. You get 21 tools packed into a 4.5-inch frame, but yeah, it's on the heavier side. It's got Leatherman's largest pliers, 2 full-size blades, and scissors that many people call the best on any multi-tool. There's also a blade exchanger, so you can swap between a saw and a diamond file, and you can even fit T-shank jigsaw blades if you want more options. And curved handles give you great leverage, and those wire cutters, well, these can be replaceable. Now, the price, well, it's around $150, which we can say isn't exactly cheap, but for the kind of durability you're getting, it's money well spent. Well, it's a bit bulky though, and the pliers aren't spring-loaded. But if you're a mechanic or a serious camper, then the Surge is one of the best heavy-duty multi-tools you can get. Next, we talk about the Leatherman Signal, which is like having a little survival kit right in your pocket. Yeah. It's basically made for emergencies and outdoor adventures, packing 19 handy tools into a compact size, so it's easy to carry around. Well, it has a fire starter that actually works, a loud whistle to call for help, a sharpener for your knife, and even a hammer you can lock in place. The hammer is great for fixing stuff around the campsite, and the built-in carabiner lets you clip it to your backpack, and it also opens bottles, which is a nice bonus. One thing to keep in mind, to use some of the tools inside, you have to keep the handles open, which might feel a bit awkward compared to other multi-tools, but if you spend time outdoors, you'll probably find yourself using most of them. It costs around $140, which isn't cheap, but if you want a tool that's ready for both everyday camping and emergencies, then we can say the Leatherman Signal is definitely worth checking out. Now, if you're looking for a lightweight multi-tool that's easy to carry every day, then let's have a quick look at Skeletool CX. So, it basically keeps things simple with just the essentials: needle nose pliers, wire cutters, a sharp blade made from high-quality 154 cm steel, a carabiner that also works as a bottle opener, and a bit driver. Weighing only 5 ounces and folding down to about 4 inches, so it's actually pocket-friendly. Now, the blade steel is a step up from the usual 420HC, so it stays sharp longer. People really like how easy it is to open with one hand, and there's a carabiner clip that makes it easy to attach to your belt or gear. Well, let us also mention that you don't get extras like scissors, files, or saws, which some people do miss. Also, the bit driver only works with Leatherman's own bits, so keep that in mind if you want more options. All in all, if you want a lightweight multi-tool that's easy to carry around every day, the Skeletool CX, priced around $90, is a great choice. Well, there's another multi-tool, Rebar, which is basically a modern take on the classic Leatherman PST design. It packs 17 tools into a compact 4-inch frame. It's made entirely from stainless steel, so we can say it's built tough. Let us mention that almost all the tools lock in place for safety, but except the pliers. And it comes with replaceable wire cutters, a nice upgrade. The pliers get a lot of praise for being strong and precise, and that's useful for detailed work. It's a bit smaller and easier to carry in your pocket than the Wave Plus, which some people like. But it doesn't come with a pocket clip, so you'll need a sheath. Some users wish it had scissors, but instead, you get 2 knife blades. All the tools are tucked inside, so you have to open the pliers first before you can get to the others. And we found it less convenient than tools with outside accessible blades. So, if you're an electrician, maintenance worker, or outdoors person who wants a tough multi-tool, the Rebar can be a good pick, as at under $90, it offers great build quality. Now here's the Micra, which is, as you can see, smaller than any other models in their lineup. It's just 2.5 inches closed. But don't go for the size. It actually packs 10 handy tools into that tiny frame. The appreciable feature here is the spring action scissors, which many people say are the best you'll find on any multi-tool. Besides scissors, you get a small knife, tweezers, a couple of screwdrivers, a bottle opener, a nail file, and even ruler markings on the handles. And it's TSA friendly, so you don't have to worry about airport security. Well, the tweezers aren't very sharp or precise, so they're not the best when it comes to pulling or doing detailed work. But they work okay for simple tasks. Still, if you want a multi-tool under $55 that is basically invisible on your keychain, but ready when you need it, the Micra is a smart choice. Let's check out the Leatherman Wingman, which we'd call the go-to multi-tool for everyday urban life and outdoor fixes. It's packing 14 tools in total, and that's part of why it's become one of Leatherman's most popular starter models. What really makes the Wingman stand out, though, are its spring-action pliers and scissors, something you won't find on cheaper models like the Rev or Sidekick. Those spring-loaded tools make a huge difference if you're working on electronics, doing repetitive tasks, or just handling quick office repairs. Another big win is the outside accessible knife blade that opens one-handed, plus the dedicated package opener, which sounds minor but ends up being a lifesaver when you're dealing with stubborn plastic packaging. On the downside, the partially serrated blade can be annoying to sharpen, and the flathead screwdriver is a little too wide for certain jobs. Now, size-wise, it hits a sweet spot. 7 ounces, 3.8 inches closed. Easy to carry, but still plenty functional. Now, compared to Leatherman's premium options like the Wave Plus or the high-end ARC, the Wingman is a steal at around the $70 price range. You're basically getting 80% of what those pricier models offer at less than half the price. So, you can pick this for everyday or desk-friendly tasks. Next up, the Leatherman Bond, a solid pick if your adventures take you outdoors more than indoors. This 14-tool multi-tool is actually a modern throwback to Leatherman's original PST design, but with a few updated touches that hikers and campers really appreciate. One of its biggest advantages is the non-locking tools. That might sound like a downgrade, but in reality, it makes the Bond legal in a lot of areas where locking blades aren't allowed, which is huge if you're traveling or camping internationally. It's also super lightweight at just 5.8 ounces, which backpackers love, and the updated knife blade has better retention and a longer cutting edge than earlier models. Out in the field, it shines with reliable pliers, a can-bottle opener combo, and a handy awl with a thread loop, great for leather repair or quick fixes in the wild. Now, well, the handles can feel a bit uncomfortable during extended use, and since nothing locks, you do have to be more cautious with heavier tasks. Still, at around $60, the Bond is a smart, stripped-down option. It's more straightforward than the Signal, and ideal for those who want practicality over extras like fire starters or whistles. Now, if you want something that balances affordability with that premium Leatherman feel, the Curl is where it's at. Sitting at under $90, it's basically a wave-inspired multi-tool that trims the fat to keep the price down, but still gives you that modern, everyday carry convenience. You get 15 tools total, including an outside-accessible 420 HC knife blade you can open with one hand, spring-action scissors, and a large bit driver that works with Leatherman's bit kits. It also packs a diamond-coated file that actually performs really well, and the whole build feels sturdy when you're using it. A nice touch is the awl, which replaces the Wave's less practical eyeglass screwdriver, more useful for most people. That said, the Curl isn't flawless. Some users have run into quality control issues, like blade wobble or loose liner locks, which isn't what you'd expect from a Leatherman. Still, it's designed to sit right between the entry-level tools and the higher-end models, and it does that well. Compared to the Wave Plus at $120, you're getting similar functionality for a bit less money. And if you're looking at cheaper models like the Bond or Rev, the Curl stands out by giving you outside tool access, something you'll quickly realize is a game changer for daily use. Now, have a look at the Leatherman FREE T4. It's kind of Leatherman's answer to the classic Swiss Army knife, but with modern tech built in. This one's designed around their free technology, which uses magnets for tool locking instead of springs. The result? Every tool can be opened with one hand, and they all lock securely in place. Let us mention that it's a 12-tool setup, with highlights like a 2.2-inch 420 HC knife blade, spring action scissors, and that signature magnetic click when things lock. A lot of users love the smoothness and reliability of the design, especially compared to traditional Swiss Army knives. That said, the one-handed promise doesn't always live up to the hype. Sure, the main knife blade is easy enough, but with other tools it can feel awkward. And for a pocket carry tool, we can say it's bulkier than a lot of people expect, and that can be a deal-breaker. Price-wise, it sits under $70. Some people love the magnetic system and see it as the future, while others think it's trying to fix a problem that never really existed. Either way, it's a bold move from Leatherman, but not for everyone. We've got the Leatherman Rev. Well, this one is all about value. At just $50, yeah, it's easily the cheapest way to get into the Leatherman ecosystem without feeling like you're missing out too much. It's a 14-tool multi-tool with all the essentials: pliers, a knife, screwdrivers, and even an outside accessible blade, which is a nice surprise at this price point. People also really like the package opener, which again turns out to be way more useful than you'd expect. The whole thing weighs under 6 ounces, so it's light and easy to carry. Of course, there are compromises. The knife's thumb hole is placed lower than on other models, so one-handed opening isn't as smooth. But the pliers aren't spring-loaded, so they take more effort to use compared to the Wingman. And the screwdrivers feel a little less sturdy than higher-end versions. But honestly, for the money, it's hard to complain. When the Wave Plus costs 3 times as much and the Signal pushes $140, the Rev looks like a steal. In our perspective, it's basically the Wingman's stripped-down version. So, that was our list of the 12 best Leatherman multi-tools. Let us know your preferred pick in the comments section, as we'd love to hear from you. And as for everything else, don't forget to like, comment, and share, and hit the bell icon if you want more content like this on your feed.